Hello YouTube and vinyl community, I'm Jeff Paris and welcome to the Vinyl Record Info channel. And today I'm going to start a new series called This Year in Music, where basically I'm just going to pick a year and then pull some records out of my collection from that year and show them to you guys, talk about them a little bit and why I like them so much and why you should like them too, and maybe seek them out for yourself if you're interested. But yeah, this inaugural first this year in music is going to be 1968. Wanted to start with a strong year. I think this is one of the better years in music. 1968 was such a wild time for, like creativity and songwriting and really trying to, just experiment with stuff and try, musicians and bands were not afraid to, just try stuff out, and if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. And also, there were just a lot of bands back then. So there's a lot of obscure type stuff that is really, really good, but that just didn't make it into the mainstream. Just because it was, there was so many bands popping up left and right. But 1968, very, very strong year. So let's get started. And I'm going to start off with just starting off strong, real strong. And that is July. 1968's July. This is pinnacle of psychedelic rock. This is right up there. One of my favorite psych rock albums of all time. This is my number one want list record for quite some time, and I was able to pick it up. Just not that long ago at all. Finally was able to snag one, but yeah, this is an original U.S. stereo. The UK copies of these are on Major Minor, and they are incredibly expensive. Incredibly expensive. Way out of my price range, something that I would never buy. I'm very, very happy with the US copy I have. Not worried about that at all. If a Major Minor happened to fell into my lap, I would be ecstatic, but I'm not going to go out and try to seek it out. But this, just look at the cover. You can just tell by looking at that cover that this is going to be a killer psych album, and it does not disappoint. It absolutely is. The tracks are off with My Clown and Dandelion Seeds. Awesome. This whole record is great. There's not a bad track on it. You missed it all. I really love it. So this is up there with 13th Floor Elevators for me, as some of the best psych out there. So highly recommend if you ever get a chance to snag one of these, because it's great. But it's also very, very rare. Okay, another one, Blue Cheer, Vincebus Eruptum. This is my favorite Blue Cheer album. I like Blue Cheer a lot, so that's saying something. But I think this is my favorite one. The other one, Inside Out, I think has Randy Holden, but I still just like the sound of this one better. It's just a great mix of like hard, blues rock and psych rock. Kind of really, the way that they, kind of combine the two, it makes for an album that's right up my alley. That's exactly what I like. My two favorite is, blues rock and psychedelic rock. And my two favorite genres within rock and roll. So obviously that record's gonna be right up my alley. If you like that, that's going to be up your alley too. Okay, another classic Beatles White Album. This is original press, 1968, with all 7 airs. If you don't know what the airs are with these copies on the labels, go check out one of my other videos. I did a vinyl deep dive on this album, where I go through how to identify all 7 airs within the labels. This is kind of a cool thing, kind of cool collector thing, to try to get pressings with all 7 airs. Some original pressings, have like 5 or, just a few or, whatever. But to get all 7 is pretty cool. But yeah, another fantastic album. This is one of my, this is probably top 2 favorite. Maybe this and Rubber Soul of Beatles albums for me. I might have to go with this one actually. This might be my favorite Beatles album. I don't know. It's tough. I think I've said before on my channel, I'm not a Beatles fanatic at all. I do not go crazy for them like some collectors do. I get it though. I get why some collectors go nuts for every variation of Beatles album and collecting their whole discography. I get it, and I do really appreciate like kind of their influence on music after them. But you know, I'm a Beatles fan. I'm just not a Beatles fanatic. That's all. I don't have every Beatles album, and you know, I'm fine with that. Another example of what I was talking about before, of just trying experimental things out. You know, throwing it against the wall, seeing what it sounds like, seeing if it's good or not. This is the Soft Machine, self-titled, very, very experimental record. And gotta get this cat out of here. Ugh. All right, a very, very experimental album, but you know, great rock, none the same. I really like this album a lot. And I can see how this band can maybe be an acquired taste for some people. Like same thing with like Velvet Underground and Nico. That album, I can see how some people may not like it, but if you just open your mind a little bit, sit back, relax, and listen to it, I think a lot of people will enjoy this record, and it's really, really good. This is an original press with the die-cut sleeve, and if you spin this thing, it has different pictures and stuff like that, but very, very cool. This is also the uncensored version because there's a naked lady on the back behind this, on the back sleeve, but absolutely fantastic record. Highly, highly recommend you checking that one out. Okay, another great meld of psych and like hard rock, in my opinion, is SRC. I love this record so much. It's a really, really, really great, you know, like I said, like hard rock psych thing to it. But this is an original US on that Capital Rainbow label. It's absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's so good. This is definitely the best, in my opinion. This is just like their self-titled album, but I gotta get this cat out of here again. Look at this guy. What are you doing? He wants to be on camera all the time. Look at him. Now he's shy. All right. That's Hunter. He makes an appearance in a lot of videos, but yeah, check this one out. Stream it because it's absolutely fantastic. This is not going to break the bank. It's a rarer record, but you can get it for less than $100 for sure. And for the quality music that this should be more expensive, and it's not. So definitely check that one out. Okay, another Psych classic is The Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. This is an original U.S. press on that Green Date label. And this is, you know, kind of just one of those quintessential psychedelic rock albums. You know, A Rose for Emily, you know, a lot of these songs you probably heard before, but you just didn't realize that it was from the Zombies. That's just how I feel about a lot of Zombie songs, where I'm like, oh man, that's from the Zombies? Oh, geez, interesting. You just forget that they have a lot of really good songs. So, but this record is absolutely fantastic. This is not like a hard-hitting, you know, hard rock type. This is more of a smooth psychedelic album, but awesome, none the same. It's really good psych music. And also a good record to get into if you're just getting into psych. You know, it's not too far out there. It's not crazy, but it's a good one to, you know, get into. All right, this is music from Big Pink by The Band. Absolutely fantastic. This is my favorite The Band album. I mean, that album art is really, really cool. It's good classic rock, right down the middle of classic rock, and it has The Weight on It, which is, you know, absolutely fantastic track. Everybody's heard that song before. It's so good. But these are actually getting harder and harder to find clean. I've noticed throughout the years. I just feel like, you know, more and more they're just either really trashed and beat up when you find them, or they're just kind of harder to find in general. So if you do find a good clean copy of this 1968 first press, snag it, because it's great music, and they're getting harder and harder to find out there, I feel like, anyway. Here's a very underrated record. This is Fever Tree, self-titled. Again, a really good mix of rock and psychedelic rock mixed together, but it's so good. And this is a cheap record. This is the definition of cheap heat, in my opinion. You can find these very, very easily. They should be more expensive because the music is that good. Really, really, really good. It's on that Uni label. But again, a good mixture, I think, of hard rock and psychedelic rock, if you like that kind of thing. All right, one of my favorite records from 1968 right here. This is a killer album. This is Dragonfly, self-titled. This is 1968 original. I'm saying 1968, but all these records are from 1968. But on that green Megaphone label. Really awesome record. If you like that, it's got some psych components to it for sure. Don't get me wrong. But it's also just really great right down the road rock. Like it has that that 70s rock sound, but it's from 1968. It's a really good record in my opinion. This is just, it's right up my alley. If you like the same type of stuff that I like, you're gonna like this one too. So check that one out. Okay, one of my favorite bands of all time, Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is their debut album, self-titled, absolutely incredible. What started it all for Creedence Clearwater Revival. This is an original U.S. press on that Fantasy label. Also, it doesn't have that Susie Q kind of hype thing there on the cover. Again, these are just one of those that are getting harder and harder to find clean and to get without the Susie Q kind of, it's not even, I don't think it's a sticker. I think it's actually printed on the sleeve, but, the ones without it like this, they're getting harder and harder to find. So if you find one, snag it. It's what started it all for CCR. I absolutely love CCR. I have every single one of their albums, and I can't get enough of them. They're one of my favorite bands of all time. All right, next one I'm going to show you is top 3 favorite Psych albums, in my opinion. You may not agree, but in my opinion, this is one of my top 3 favorites of all time, and that is The Millennium Begin. This is so good. This is psych rock, but anybody can enjoy this record. You do not have to be a psych rock fan to enjoy this record. I'm telling you, it's great. Right up my alley. I love this record. This is original U.S. press on that Columbia 2i. This copy in particular, in the shrink, stone cold, near mint. This copy is beautiful. The only way I would ever trade this up is if I found like one in the shrink, just as near mint vinyl, and they have promos with the cool timing strip on there, with the Columbia timing strip. So if I found one of those, that would be the only way, because this thing is beautiful. Nothing wrong with this copy. So go check this out. Go stream it, because it is a rare record. It is on the expensive side for sure. They're not crazy, but they are more expensive than some of the records on that I'm showing you. But again, top 3 favorite Psych records. So good. Go check it out. Okay, this is one of my favorite bands. I keep saying that, but the Rolling Stones. I love the Rolling Stones, and this is my favorite album of the Rolling Stones. That's Beggar's Banquet. This is the original U.S. press on that London label, on the blue London label. Awesome record. Sympathy for the Devil is one of my favorite Rolling Stones tracks. My kids love it too. They call it the Hoo Hoo song. They make me play it in the car all the time, but again, this is my favorite Rolling Stones album, 1968. Awesome stuff. Tell me what your favorite Rolling Stones album is, because I'm curious. Their discography is so big that I'd like to hear from you guys what they are. Okay, switching up genres a little bit, we got Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison. This is one of those iconic country albums. Exactly what it sounds like. He's live at Folsom Prison. Very cool record. This one is an original Columbia 2i in the shrink. This is a beautiful copy. But this is my favorite Johnny Cash album too. He's got another one live in San Quentin that I really like. But this is this is iconic album in my opinion. Live at Folsom Prison. Really great. Okay, this is Deep Purple, Shades of Deep Purple. I love Deep Purple. This is like, if you like classic rock and you need to get in Deep Purple again, because I feel like a lot of people kind of forget about Deep Purple. So if you're still in your classic rock mode, right? And you're sticking to that classic rock sound for a while, but you want to venture, get back into Deep Purple, because I guarantee you probably forgot about them and how they sound. It's so good. This is an original U.S. press. Really, really, really cool stuff. The UKs of this are very hard to find. It's the same cover and everything. It's just the UK press, and those go for quite a bit of money. But I'm very, very happy with an original U.S. press. But really great stuff. This is Moby Grape Jam. Fantastic Moby Grape. I love Moby Grape a lot. I think they're a really good band. Again, if you want to venture out a little bit but not get too crazy, check out Moby Grape, because they're not too far off the beaten path, but they're a little something different than maybe you're used to. Really great record though. Moby Grape Jam. I'd like to get a promo of this, because they have cool promos with the timing strip, the Columbia timing strip on the front and everything. So I'd like to find one of those eventually. But this is, absolutely fantastic. It is in great condition, so I'm happy with it for now until I find it. All right, last one I'm going to show you is a blues record, and that is Electric Mud. Muddy Waters, Electric Mud. I mean, this was kind of a controversial album back in 1968, because while Muddy Waters, really kind of bolstered the Chicago blues scene, but he, kind of combined genres in a way that not a lot of people really appreciated back then, that I think they do now. So he brought in, psychedelic rock musicians, and they're from a band the name's escaping me. Tell me in the comment section if you remember what band did the backing for Electric Mud, because it's escaping me right now. But so it just brought in merged blues, Chicago blues, and psychedelic music, and using electric guitars and everything like that. So absolutely fantastic record. I really, really like this one a lot. This is top 3 Muddy Waters albums in my opinion, for sure. But yeah, go check this one out. They also have another copy. This is on Cadet Concept. There's another version that's like all black. It's just a reverse of this. It's all black album with white lettering. But I have the white version. But really, really cool stuff. Go check that out. Muddy Waters is fantastic. He's my favorite blues singer for sure. Him and Howlin' Wolf is close, actually. But so that's going to do it. Go down in the comment section and tell me what year you want me to do next. It cannot be 1971. I'm going to save that one, because 1971, in my opinion, is arguably one of the best years in the history of music. So I'm going to save 1971 for a little while. But, if you like this series, you want me to keep doing different years, first of all, tell me what year you want me to do next, and let me know if you like this series at all and you want me to keep doing this. But yeah, 1968, such a strong year, absolutely fantastic music. The psych music from 1968 that's the dominating genre in my opinion. 1968 psych music is, they really did some really cool stuff, and a lot of bands had a lot of their debut albums in 1968 that went on to have incredible music careers. Like I said, CCR is, that's one that's like, man, love CCR so much. I really wish I would have been able to see them live at some point, but they're just one of my favorite bands. A lot of great psych music though. 1968 was a really cool year. Again, that'll do it. Let me know what year you want me to do next, and if you like the video, go ahead, hit that thumbs up. It helped me get into the YouTube algorithm, and then go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it, and thanks guys, and I'll catch you next time.